From the Woodshed, a casual conversation with Chase Morrill and Ryan Eldridge from Kennebec Cabin Company, the team that inspired the hit show Maine Cabin Masters. From the Woodshed is brought to you by Nelma. See the stamp, trust the quality. By Hero Media Arts, connecting small business with new customers. And by Hammond Lumber, your building project partner. Now, from the Woodshed Studios at KCC headquarters in Manchester, Maine, it's Chase and Ryan.
From the Woodshed, I'm Chase Morrill. With me, as always, Ryan Eldridge and Maggie Morrill.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
We're here to talk about all things Maine, all things cabin, all things Maine cabin related. Our guest today is Pam Liptak. So we've got an interesting story about how we're connected with her. You'll find out about that later on. But you can find us at KennebecCabinCompany.com, MaineCabinMasters.com, our Facebook, Instagram, Kennebec Cabin Company YouTube channel. And don't forget to check out our online store, shop.KennebecCabinCompany.com, where our winter blowout sale is still going on.
It's still winter, believe it or not.
I don't believe it. We always want to thank our sponsors, Hammond Lumber Company, the official building material supplier of the Kennebec Cabin Company, Nelma, Northeast Lumber Manufacturing Association, Hero Media Network, and Kennebec Savings Bank.
And I just want to say right now that you can find us once in a while on a random commercial.
There we
It's
go.
a little hint right there,
We'll
right?
we'll just keep dropping the hints.
A couple random commercials.
Yes, for sure.
Random.
Yeah.
We're kind of in the spotlight lately. It's kind of wild. We have, knock on wood, we have a pretty good run of things.
I mean,
I wouldn't necessarily use that term.
I'm not going to talk about people making comments about stuff because I said I wouldn't, but Jimmy Fallon dropped our name. That's pretty cool.
Isn't that talking about it? If you say about it?
No, there's other stuff I'm not going to talk about. Billy Strings, who we love, he wore our shirt in front of 10,000 people a couple weeks ago.
we were guests
Yo-
on CNN.
CNN, yeah. That was pretty funny.
Yeah. We were experts on how cold it is.
And the best thing about that, okay, I'm on CNN that day with you, Chase, and then I'm under Bill's trailer in Chelsea for like 4 hours later. I'm just laughing. That's our life, though, you know? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
if you stop and think about it, it's freaking crazy.
It's hilarious.
I don't think about it. Do you?
No.
No,
No.
if I did, I'd be like, what the heck?
We have no time.
No time. But yeah, just fun. It's fun to see that kind of stuff. Like it does. It freaks us out.
Yeah.
Because I don't really think about it. I think I made a bubble that I'm in. You know, I don't think about the rest of the TV and being out broadcasts across the world. Like we're in a happy little bubble. We go to work.
A well-insulated bubble.
Sometimes people notice at the grocery store.
Yeah.
My niece is always rolling her eyes at me.
She's so proud of us.
She is.
No.
She is.
Every statement you make, I have a counter statement.
I know
We won't
you-
get into that.
I know you do.
She's biting her tongue.
She's the yin to my yang, and so much more. So what a nice day today, huh?
Nice weather. The sap is flowing.
You're gonna be busy.
I know. We're headed north Monday and Tuesday for a couple days.
To the county?
By the time we get back, I think there will be enough sap collected to start boiling.
I know. That means I'm in charge. I don't like that, Maggie. Make sure your dad still has his
I
phone.
don't like that either.
Well, I'm saying it's a long drive up there and not much to do but talk on the phone.
But yeah, you can collect your sap now, right? And you don't have to boil it right then. It doesn't go bad, does it?
No, as long as it stays cold. Yep. And then maple syrup Sunday is like March 27th, Christy was
Why
telling
is it
me.
so late?
No, normally it's a third Sunday of March.
Before all this climate change, typically you would start boiling sap when? Middle of March?
It was different every year.
And for people that don't know, tell us a little about when you can boil sap or when you have to.
It's when the days are above freezing and nights, temperatures drop back below freezing. The sap in the maple trees starts working its way up the trunks and it starts running. So you tap the trees, right?
It's like a cup of coffee for us in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. It's typically 40 gallons of sap to 1 gallon of syrup.
It's a labor of love.
Oh yeah. It's just, it's good. It's mud season. You can't do much. Good time just to have a fire and boil down lots and lots and lots of sap.
Maple syrup is not cheap.
No.
And you've been able to give it out. And like your aunt and uncle, they have like small time production. We sell theirs at the store.
Yeah, I would say Gladys and Steve are a medium-sized operation.
Medium operation.
Yeah. I mean, they make enough where they can give it out as gifts, and they can also bottle it and can it and sell it. We sell it at Kennebec Cabin Company.
I'm very grateful to have a maple syrup connection.
Yeah. I just, I am a hobbyist. That's
That might change, but yeah.
pure and simple.
But
it's fun.
do you get into it, Maggie?
Not really, no.
Yeah, she does. She used to when she was little. We always have people over. It's fun.
I don't even like maple syrup, so.
That is a true fact. It's one of the strangest facts about Maggie is that she does not like maple syrup. Because I don't really understand. Well, that's not true. My father didn't like, he preferred imitation syrup to maple syrup.
He did?
I don't like either.
Yeah. But he also loved powdered milk and like
Berets.
I like
canned
sap.
peas.
Sap is good. I like sap. Sap tastes good.
You like sap?
Yeah.
Straight out of the tree it's delicious.
Morals usually like sweet stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know about like that you could have dessert after breakfast, after lunch, until I started going to family gatherings with you guys.
That's what it's all about. The
Right?
sweet stuff.
I just saw Michaela Schifrin just won another race. She's tied for lead ever.
Yep. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and you're going up for this weekend for states.
Yep. Leave on Saturday.
Nice.
Yep.
Are you
Go
nervous?
right up. Not yet. Not right now. I know the girls aren't gonna win, so it's not.
Not with
Oh,
that
come
attitude.
It's not.
Maggie,
I
you're the
don't
captain.
but I don't feel the pressure to like.
It's all up
Win.
here. You
I
just,
don't feel pressure to win, but I want to do good still.
This is a
obviously.
growing year for the girls.
yeah. 2013 was a growing year for the Boston Red Sox.
Oh my God! Please,
And they won
I
the
don't
Worlds.
want to hear it. I
When
don't wanna hear it.
when Fletcher filled in for you, he gave a shout out to his ski coach.
Yeah. Well, he couldn't remember his name at first.
I can't imagine Ron's listening right now.
You never know.
I hope he's not.
Well, then I'll give a shout out to Ron Gifford, the ski coach.
Like the weather today was nice, but it's just a tease because you know what's going to happen in March and April. We're going to get tons of snow, and then we're going to go right back to winter. I would almost like it to say one way or the other. Like the skiing hasn't been the best, has it? Like
How many times have you been skiing this
I've
year,
only been
Ryan?
I've only been once. I'm just concerned about my nieces and nephews.
So I'd say it's been pretty fine.
How many days you got? 5.
Oh, at least over 5.
Yeah, that's pretty...
How many days I got? So many.
Yeah. That's
Oh, wait
that's
till you
how
start
it
getting
should be.
100 and like you have no responsibility and you just get powder days all the time. And like the days turn into years and the years turn into decades. And then
Now here you are.
you're 40 and you have to go get a real job.
Wow. It's a great story. Thank you for that.
So I just walked by the woodshed and everyone's outside. Like you get that energy's coming back. It's pretty awesome. The days are getting longer.
I mean, I think that's the big thing about days like this is it just boosts everybody's spirits and just
morale.
everything is like
They're all concerned. Where's your dad? So my dad we went down to the Boston Celtics game last Wednesday.
Yeah.
He ended up getting COVID. I don't know how the rest of us didn't get it because there's 5 of us in a truck. So he's been on the down low, and like he is called Mr. Woodshed for a reason because he's there every day. So they were all concerned, but he'll be back.
oh good.
I think he was trying to come back early, but we brought a couple of those extra tests downstairs. And
Right.
you gotta test out.
Test to get back in.
Still going on. I was just listening to like one of the radio stations that I listened to about the pandemic, and they were talking about the guy from Fish did a concert every Friday, and like going into 2020, fall of 2020. That was 3 years ago.
It's wild.
How many years we've been doing this for? 4 years.
Yes,
Crazy.
it is. It really
right.
is.
Well, on that note, let's take a short break before we blow our little minds here, and we'll check out this video, and we'll be back with our guest Pam.
Hi, my name is Ashley Morrill. I am the co-owner of Kennebec Cabin Company, home of the Maine Cabin Masters. We really wanted to be able to connect with our fan base, and we wanted to find a space where we could go and feature all of the artists and craftsmen that I discover through the show. If you see something maybe in one of the episodes of Maine Cabin Masters, you know, you can come into the store and whoop, there it is. We've got a little bit of everything for everybody, and then some. This is our lighting section. You have these beautiful handmade lampshades. I think every camp needs a hammock. I say that a lot. I think I say it on every episode that every camp needs a hammock. So when you first walk in, one of the first things you might recognize is the canoe bookshelf. One of the first projects that Chase and I built together. The little onesies, love those. Those are my favorite, might be my favorite item. The beautiful art by Helene Farrar. She actually is our neighbor next door. We're getting new pieces in weekly. fastest items to always go are these bat boxes. They can house up to 100 bats, but you probably already knew that if you watched the show. We've got all the pictures of all the cabins that we've done hanging on the walls. We have all the artists and craftsmen that I've worked with throughout the shop. You just really feel like you are, right here with us. So come on in and visit us. We are at 915 Western Ave in beautiful Manchester, Maine, or you can also find us online at KennebeckCabinCompany.com. We look forward to seeing you.
All right, and we are back with our guest, Pam Liptak. Pam, thank you for joining us. You're the president, production, and strategic music placement at Matter Content.
Don't forget about her sister over here.
Oh, yes, and we are joined also by her sister, Kindra. Thank you.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, because we just met. It's exciting.
Yes.
Well, I'm Pam's sister. I live in Connecticut, and I'm a fan of the show. I love watching what
So
you
we are
guys
putting
do.
you on the spot right now.
You are putting me on the spot, but that's okay.
She rolls with it.
I'm a single mom. I just had a son turn 19, so been busy getting him off to college, and I work at home as a processing technician. So
Nice.
not the exciting world of Matter, but
So Pam, you came from California? Picked
I
your sister up in
did.
Connecticut.
Well, it's funny. So we do a lot of work in California, but I live in the Maryland, D.C. area. So I drove up. I could actually be a trucker if I wanted to, because I love driving. And I just called Kendra and said, why don't you come for the ride up to Maine? Because we love it. And we used to drive through Maine all the time, going to New Brunswick and Nova Scotia, because our mom's Canadian.
Nice.
So
Well, pardon our manners. Our first question always is,
Water, coffee, or beer while we shoot the shit.
oh, well, I'm going to say a beer, please.
And we have some special drinks you guys brought up.
Yes, we do.
so yeah, while Ryan's grabbing those up, tell us a little bit about Matter and what exactly it is.
So Matter is a creative agency and a film production company, and we focus on filming content that matters to us, and we align ourselves with brands and people and networks who want to tell that same kind of story. So people caring for people, doing positive things for family, for friends, and just surrounding yourself with kindness and doing very positive things for the world.
We need lots of that.
Yeah,
For sure.
100%.
Nice.
So,
Which one would you like?
I'll go with a coastal.
Perfect.
Oh.
And what would you like? We're down to
I would like, I think I like Staycation Land.
perfect. Look at that for you.
All right, great.
So it's good to see you again. Was it July or August?
Gosh, I think it was August, because I remember we came up and I was actually here a couple weeks before meeting you guys, because my job is to come in and make sure that everything's organized and, so that when we go to shoot, there's no problems. And so I was hanging around. I got to meet some really great people. And then it rained the day before our shoot.
Always.
Always.
And
Finishing
we
touches.
were hoping it wouldn't rain, but it rained a little bit. So that provided us with some surprises the morning of, but we rolled with it and all worked out great. So, and of course, you all were fantastic. So.
And that's kind of our forte in the big time, a real commercial. It was so different than our show.
Yeah, it's funny. We had a guest last week was Jason Kemp, our EP.
Yeah.
And we were talking about that, how it's such a small, tight group on the production side who work with us. And just to be able to get that experience to walk onto a set with that much going on, it's, to be able to see both sides of things and just realize, again, just how wild everything about the field is.
It was wild. And then at the same time, we had just done the one for Dish Network, and that was over the.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It's, every day when I think about what I do, I think about how much I love it and the great people like you guys that I get to meet. But that was a fun shoot. It was like we had photo in one area, promo in another area. Then we were also shooting branding things for Magnolia and for Maine Cabin Masters. I mean, it was a lot in 8 hours.
Well, 8 hours.
8 hours.
I mean, the amount of people that needed to be working together, manage all that. Like I said, I mean, it made us show back up on our shoot and be like, oh, this is a breeze. We don't have it that bad.
Well, I understand why it's called production now, because it was like a stage, like ballet, or like just all these moving parts, you know, and all these different departments. Like, it's amazing what you guys pull off.
Oh, thanks. No,
Well,
I
and-
appreciate
yeah,
it.
cheers.
Cheers.
To
I
that.
know. Cheers.
Cheers.
I
And
gotta
thanks
say
for
one thing,
having
though.
us.
Thank you.
Nostrovia.
Surprise guest and all.
Absolutely.
There's a video. It ends with me kissing Ashley, and I haven't lived that down. So I'm not really a PDA person. So thank you guys. Everyone thinks I am now. Like, it's great.
Well, I have some outtakes later on to show you. You're gonna laugh. A lot of great stuff. Actually, a lot of great stuff that hasn't even aired yet. So,
So Pam, what got you into this industry?
you know what? I was a bio major, studying to be a doctor, and I soon realized that it was really expensive to go to med school. And I thought, well, you know what? I just going to make a lot of money really fast. And so I went to Hollywood, where anyone else would go. Because,
Go
you know,
West.
it's so easy to get in the film business, not. And I realized that when I got there, and I got really lucky, and I applied for a job at Fox. And the only reason I got it was because probably I was very idiotic on my resume. And when it says, like, what are your extra things that you can do? I put, oh, well, I got this. I can milk a cow. And so I got in because the guy who headed up Fox was like, what kind of a person would put that on their resume? And next thing you know, he was like inviting in all the heads of the network. This girl, look what she put on her resume. And they just asked me one question, can you roll with anything, anytime, anywhere, with anyone?
If you can milk a cow, you can.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I've never met anyone who scares me. So I could do it. And they said, you have no problem with 20-hour days? I said, no. And anytime anyone quit or got fired, I got their job. And within a year, I was producing shoots. Wow. I was placing music. I was helping handle talent and writing scripts. And so the rest is kind of history. I kept deferring medical school. I never ended up going because it was meant to be. And I had found my path. And yeah, just ever since, I've been really lucky. I can do all these things. And, I don't just have to produce. I can also do music. And I'm working with my husband, who's also my partner for the company. And
How does that work for you guys?
it's, it's great because he does what I don't want to do,
Right.
which is direct. And I do everything that he doesn't want to do either. Like, I just, it works out very well because we just kind of, we go with the ebb and flow, and we, both are just really happy people. So we, every day's fun.
We joke about it, like I'll work it, but I think it's a lot. Obviously, it's what makes a big part of the show.
Yes.
And I think it makes us more passionate about stuff. And like when things are going good, they're going good. And once in a while they're going bad, like we definitely are passionate about it, but we work through it.
Yeah, like there's never any bad feelings, right? It's just obviously everybody's human, right? But like, and I will say, because I'm here with you again, but we were so happy when we were filming with you because we both had been fans for a really long time, but also we were laughing so hard because when we rolled up at the shoot and you all pulled in, it was like we knew you already. You're just very approachable and fun. And we were like, hey guys, what's going on? And I think about it now, like you had no idea who we were, and we just were like, hey, and and it's so great how you do so many great things for people, but also you are fun people to hang out with.
I think it's the main way, though. I think another big part of our success is being from Maine. And just the Mainers are laid back. Like, we say hi to people. You embrace people. Like, there's not a lot of people around here. So I think it's when you see them, like...
It's true. Everybody, people say it feels like a small town. And, I mean, the whole state is kind of,
Yeah.
But
feels
everyone
that way.
is kind, right? Like just...
And
Yeah.
beautiful.
And as it's evolved and everyone
Right.
does know us now, it's like... Everyone's so excited to see it. It's like... Everyone has that great energy, It's just...
Yes.
And, I mean, you were
Yes.
here in the height of summer. I mean, you saw how...
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I mean, luckily you were here on a beautiful day as well, but
Right.
I mean, it can get pretty bleak this time of year. So, you really have to enjoy what you get when you get it.
Yeah. But no matter where you go, everybody you can tell people just really look out for each other and help each other. And you don't find that everywhere.
We're very lucky.
Yeah, you are.
The secret's out though.
Yeah.
You know, and we're not helping it.
Not yet, because
No, we are
we're
not.
still looking for lands,
I know.
and we're going to build a cabin up here. So
You know, I just
to be continued.
You said your mother was from New Brunswick?
Yes. So she grew up along the Miramichi, and when she married our dad,
Small town called Logieville.
that's right.
Yeah.
Logieville.
Yes.
Logieville.
I'm proud French Canadian.
Yeah. Oh, very
Yeah.
nice.
My grandfather's name was Napoleon Bellevant.
Huh.
And so there was a point when we're getting notes back from production because I'd make, you know, French. You make those jokes about yourself, you know, and they'd
Yes.
be like, Ryan, you got to stop making fun of French people. I'm like, oh, that's me all the way. You know, I'd explain it to me. I talk with my hand.
Yeah.
You know.
But you know, that's how I am too. Like, you know, I have no problem making fun of myself or
Right.
like walking in and just kind of saying how it is because, you know, you just got to be yourself. You shouldn't, you know, act like anything else. And I definitely, I'm like no holds barred.
Right. Yeah.
So,
None.
yeah.
Those notes, those darn notes.
I'm the quiet one in the family.
You know, I was thinking about your story, and it's, you know, that resonates with us because, you know, with this new voice we have, the show is so popular. Like, we're talking to kids, and like, you know, we all started out. We were just talking about to say, you know, I started out in engineering, and then I got a degree in teaching. You know, Chase started out at, you know, totally the opposite direction,
Yeah.
but you know, just through hard work and personality and stuff, like it kind of it evolved.
Yeah, you just fall into what you were always meant to do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I couldn't be happier. I mean, I still think I would have been a good doctor, but maybe in another life.
Oh, right? Exactly.
Yeah. Every
Now-
once in a while I hear it from my parents.
Now, does your work take you all over the country?
It does actually, it takes us all over the world, you know, which is really nice. Like, you know, we've been really fortunate to travel to so many places. You know, for one stint, we were filming all the national parks, which, I mean, it was fantastic. You know, you're going from this park to this park, and I'm still really good friends with a lot of the park rangers. And, you know, you get to go to parts of the park that
Sure.
people don't normally get to go to. But, you know, people don't realize there's also a lot of things that you have to be aware of, like, you know, making sure certain animals aren't nesting and, you know, you want to make sure you're not affecting any of the fauna and stuff like that, which I'm sure you all have to deal with as well. And, but yeah, we've been able to do that. We've been able to work with so many people, you know, and Stella McCartney, and the list goes on and on. All, you know, we were in Morocco a few years ago, and it's great. And we always bring our family. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
You know, we're always telling kids getting a trade, but I'm definitely telling kids I like about like production, like. And there's a big scene in Maine, and we didn't know
Maggie
that.
likes.
You know,
Yeah, there is a big scene.
So I tell Maggie about it all the time. But you could like travel the world, like it's so cool, and like it's like once you get into with the groups on a show, we've seen this with our show. They start, you know, they bring you to other shows, and then you know they get these bonds, and they, you know, they work in tight groups, and there's always work. And these guys are traveling all over the world, you know.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they can kind of pick and choose their schedule if they want, which is
Yeah,
pretty
no,
neat.
totally true. And like, you know, you just meet so many cool people. And I always tell people when we meet them, like, I hope you realize, like, now you're in my phone, like, you're not ever going to be rid of me.
You can't
You
hide.
know? So there will be someday I'll call you just to say hi or whatever, but that's the way it should be. You know, it shouldn't just be a one-off. You know, you want to just expand your world with lots of really cool people.
You're not really forgettable.
We do have a no jerk policy.
Yeah. And Matt's great too.
Yes, I mean-
it's funny getting to know both of them outside of the industry, and then seeing Pam and Matt work together for Matter. I mean, the way that they work and their work ethic and just what they stand for, it always amazes me to see what they produce. It's like they'll be like, "Do you like this?" I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" And then they'll go, "How about this one? This one's even better." So
Nice.
you know, I love what they've done with their company and how they really try to, you know, bring people together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice. Now, is that kind of how you got connected with Magnolia Network? Just, I mean, it sounds like it's such similar beliefs.
Yes.
And
I mean, I was, you know, I really admired what Chip and Joanna did in making the network, but also just the whole idea of, you know, telling people's stories.
right, and the sense of community.
Yeah, and community and giving back and, you know, real people, real stories.
Yep.
Real
You know?
reality TV, because
Yes,
when reality
not-
TV started, it was like
Right.
like those you know, those
real
dem-
world.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
you know,
yeah,
drama and
right.
stuff.
Oh my gosh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, like well, that was reality TV, but now it's like real. It's like you said, a story.
Yeah, I mean, and you do get to meet so many great people, you know, but it's also like making a difference. Like Maine Cabin Masters make a difference, you know, for so many people's lives. And, you know, it's, we definitely need that, especially after the recent years we've had,
Right?
you know?
It's amazing the power of TV. Like I never understood it. Did you? Like
I still don't understand
but
it.
people,
I still don't either.
Yeah.
people say stuff to me now, and I getting old, so I think I get emotional about like some pretty heartfelt stuff. Like
Yeah.
Oh, very
you know,
much
just
so. Very much
and
so.
people are so honest with us, and just like from getting through the pandemic. I mean, so many people to
Illnesses.
people in hospice, and like you know, bonding with parents over our show, and
Yeah.
you know, and I think the biggest compliment to me is that little kids love our show.
Yeah.
All ages, you know, the whole family can watch it. I think that's
Yeah.
one thing that families can watch it.
Which is really unique because there really aren't a lot of shows that are
No.
like that, you know?
I mean, we've met people that
Yeah.
said they moved to Maine because of the show, like just crazy stuff.
Oh,
I want to move to Maine.
Well, we will be moving to Maine. Well, not only that, you play cribbage here, which is awesome because we grew up on cribbage, and most of the time people don't even know what the card game is, and we're like, what?
Really?
Yeah.
Do you guys play the Dead Hole?
Yes.
It's Thursday, cribbage night. It might be cribbage night.
Oh.
We might have to go have a game before you go.
Oh,
You're on.
I like it.
Better and better.
We're a pretty deadly team.
I believe
Just
that.
saying.
I
Yeah,
believe that.
I mean,
And I never knew cribbage was more of like a Northeast thing.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't
definitely.
either. Yeah, but I mean, we were actually talking to Linda earlier about cribbage, and then also, you know, just like we grew up, you know, our parents really didn't like us to watch TV, so we grew up like playing cards and singing, you know.
like,
And
you guys want to do a number for us?
do you want your podcast to continue? I don't want you to lose any fans. Just-
We'll have you back for open mic night.
That's tomorrow night.
but you know, I mean, I work in the music industry too, which has been nice. Obviously, we've talked about Willie Nelson
Yes.
and everything, and I love that part of the business too, because when you're working on visuals, that's a part of it. You want to also add great music that enhances whatever you're saying. Sometimes you don't even need words. You can just have the lyrics of the song that carry the story, you know?
Yeah.
So,
To me, music is just so powerful. It's been so powerful in my life. Like, it's one of the things you can get gratification from, you know?
Yeah.
Like when I've been down the dumps or like in a bad mood, like music can change you, you know? And like,
yeah.
and that to me, the best thing about the show is the t-shirts, like how that evolved. Like, it's just so, the stories about that.
Yes.
The stuff people send me all over the world.
Yeah.
You
It's
know,
true.
Some of those old shirts are worth a lot of money, and Chase has seen it. People, boxes of them. Like,
Yes.
Wow.
a couple of stories, like you know, a lady who just lost her husband, all his shirts from like when he was going to these shows,
Oh,
like just amazing stuff. Yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
all because of music.
It's true. I mean, even, you know, when Magnolia first started, they had called me and I had actually commissioned a band to make a song called Stories that they ended up using for their launch, which worked out really well. But, you know, you really got to kind of understand like a brand and what the message is before you can kind of embark on something like that, because, you know, you just want everything to be so true to whatever someone's trying to convey, you know? So, but it's great.
So on the music side of things, you're producing music. You're pulling existing
Yeah.
songs, trying to integrate it into.
It's like you can either, you know, people have different needs. It's
Yeah.
like whether it's us producing something new, collaborating with a bunch of existing artists that want to create something, finding an existing pop tune that works with something. You know, it just depends. And then also clearing it, negotiating it,
Right,
and making
right,
sure
right,
that
right.
it works within people's budgets. You know, so many different facets of music, but, you know, it's great. I've gotten to meet a lot of really super people, and you know, it's fun. I almost feel guilty. How
And you
fun
could be in a lab right now,
so and
Yeah.
I could.
changing the world that way.
That's right. Yes.
One of my
So-
favorite pictures that she sent me was a shoot she did with Billy Idol.
Oh, nice.
And it is my favorite picture of her. I keep it. I'll bring it up every once in a while.
Yeah. They tell me like just don't ask them to fist bump, and
Right.
you know, don't do anything crude. But you know, I had to get some pictures like that. So
Nice.
yeah, he was super nice.
So what are you working on now?
So right now, oh gosh, we're in the middle of several projects for Warner Brothers Discovery, which obviously Magnolia is under that fold. I can't talk about some of the things.
Top secret, guys.
We're also working on a documentary, and we've got some commercials that we're working on right now for Connecticut. So that's nice.
What do you guys think about the Super Bowl commercials?
Lacking.
Yeah.
I thought they were lacking this year. I didn't see the Budweiser one. I was looking forward to that.
Yeah,
with
no
the big
Clydesdales, right?
The Doritos one was missing.
Yeah, I mean, look, I gotta be honest.
That's
I'm
why we
gonna say
did
it. The Patriots weren't in it, so I was upset. So there was no Super Bowl, in my opinion.
Right.
And I'm actually more of a hockey person, and
God
my
bless
hockey
you.
team is
Yeah.
defunct. So unfortunately, the Whalers no longer exist.
Right?
Yeah.
But I still have a lot of Whalers gear and still wear it proudly. But yeah, that's I was like, well, I'll watch it, but it doesn't have that je ne sais quoi that the Patriots bring to something.
I was excited because it was the first time. It was just Ashley and I watching it.
Yeah.
It's the first time I could pay attention to the commercials, and yeah, they were like,
Yeah, I didn't really.
and they show them before now. Like,
Well,
Right.
that makes me mad because
Yeah.
I used to wait for the Super Bowl, and that was like part of it. You're watching the game, but you're also waiting for the commercials. Now you start seeing them 3 days before,
Right.
4
Right.
days before.
Right.
I don't know if I should say this, but I'm gonna. That made so we have with the network.
jeez.
They started
Ryan.
like
Get the bleep button.
no,
Think about it before you say
no,
it.
no, they're gonna think it's fun. But it was always
Just
like
waste of
it was
reason.
always like don't
Yes.
take pictures, don't put this up there, show that, and now they show it on TV before it airs. Like
Oh, right.
I had trouble accepting it for a while.
I understand. It's kind of like,
Kind of like Super Bowl commercials,
yeah, because you don't want to give away the big surprise, right?
but there's obviously a reason. All that
Yeah.
behind the scenes stuff.
How how has that all affected your side of it? I mean, social media and just this instant gratification, smaller clips, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Do you find that there's, I mean, obviously, kind of need to change and adapt and evolve with everything, but
Yeah.
how do you see it affecting your side of the?
Well, it's interesting. I'll be the first to tell you, and I probably shouldn't say this either.
Get the button ready, Maggie.
Again,
Open and honest conversation.
up close and personal with Pam Liptak. I'm not really a social media person, and
Oh, you and Chase have something in common.
so
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, and I know people probably look at me like I'm super archaic, but I would much rather talk to people and be with people, and I feel like a lot of it's fake. Because I really feel like, everyone's now trying to keep up with the Joneses and post things really quickly instead of actually enjoying the moment. Like, if I have a dinner with you, I want to sit down and enjoy the dinner and chit chat and do this. I don't want to be taking photos. Half the time I go to places and I do things, I never take one photo. And then I leave and everybody's like, oh, let me see all the pictures. I'm like, yeah, well, I didn't, because I was enjoying the
Enjoying it.
moment. And to me, it's up here, and I still would love to share it with people, but
It almost goes back to that sense of community we were talking about earlier, how,
Yeah.
you get that feeling, it just gets spread out, which reaches a lot more audience, which is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it does lose a sense of that, whether it's, memories shared as a tight group or,
just the genuine
special moments.
right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, exactly.
And
exactly.
so, it's, and I say that because
Maggie's rolling her
Oh,
eyes
yeah.
at me so hard right now. So hard.
my kids say the same thing. But no, I mean, it is true. And so, it is hard because obviously as a company, you need to do stuff like that.
Right.
It's a huge tool.
It's a huge, and now I think that's probably why a lot of people will hire people who will actually specifically do that. But then that's one person removed from you. So that's also interesting as well. But, I guess it's one of those things that has to happen. But for me, I'm not necessarily backing it. And, I've been doing this for 35 years. And I've met a lot of really cool people. And I do not have pictures of us together. And I never took the time, and I really don't care if I can prove it that I've met them.
right.
Because
Yeah.
it wasn't about that.
Right.
Yeah. So
Nice.
there you go.
We're still struggling with social media. We're doing better though.
But I'm with you.
He's 100% with you.
Yeah.
But it's and I wasn't.
But I'm
understand.
evolving and growing
Yes, I'm
and trying.
evolving and
'Cause
growing, and
And I see the power of
Because
it
you
as
see
well.
the power of it.
Absolutely.
yes, I do. And a lot of people have really been able to express themselves
Yep,
and get out
yep.
there that wouldn't have been able
Yep.
to before. So for that, I think it's also connected a lot of people, and for that, it's fantastic.
Yeah, as much as that, it build community in other ways as well with people all around the world, which
And
is huge.
you do see old friends, and I mean, just on a personal level and family and things
Yeah,
like that. But
yeah.
and on a work level, obviously, it elevates your brand. So I get it.
I was just thinking I would have been okay with Facebook, catch up with old college friends and seeing what their family's doing now. And calling it good.
Right. Yeah, right.
That's what it was for me for a while. And then the
Yeah.
show took off, and then
Oh gosh.
we started to
yes.
get more numbers, and then it opens up opportunities.
Oh,
And,
of course.
try this product, try that product, and but it is a fine I can consume.
Yeah. I mean, look, we actually get jobs off of social media where people will look and they'll see things that we filmed and they'll reach out, and
Of course.
it's completely amazing to me. So for that, I'm super thankful. But
Nice.
but yeah.
We're not going to TikTok. That's where we put the foot down.
Don't promise anything. So Maggie does have a few fan questions
Oh,
for you.
fans. All right.
Correct.
I sent them all in. Don't worry.
Thank you, Kendra.
They're loaded questions.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. This one is from Tim Cryer. Can you tell us more about work you did with National Geographic?
Am I allowed to talk about that? Or
Why couldn't you?
Yeah, as long as it's not, it's happened in, yeah.
all right. Well, National Geographic, they're amazing. And obviously, a lot of great things to be said about the environment. And that was something that attracted us to National Geographic. They were doing a lot of things that were actually in conjunction with Subaru and, like I had mentioned before, the national parks. And, just kind of educating people on everything from, recycling to treating your world, all those things that John Muir wanted everybody to know way back then. It's like, have a space that you can go to where it's free to everybody. Everybody can go there. You can enjoy it. You can be there with your families, and you can respect nature and love the nature. And so with National Geographic, we filmed a lot. We were able to go, in sub-zero weather to shoot a lot of things and meet a lot of really great people. And it was one of the most incredible experiences ever. And we still have an excellent relationship with that company. So that's a great question.
What's one of the more challenging environments you worked in? I mean, you mentioned sub-zero temperatures.
Well,
That's got to be tough.
Yes. We were filming in Montana. It was, I think, negative 32. Wow. And, for us, because we had grown up a lot in Canada and stuff, I was like, oh, no problem. We have this, right? Nothing. No. From the moment we landed and got off, I couldn't believe it. Like our sound guys' eyelashes were frozen, and my hair was like icicles, and the wind is like, I'm sure you both have experienced this on a really cold day in Maine. I don't know how cold it gets up here, but it was like walking into a sheet of ice. We were filming outside. We had a drone that drones will go down in really, really cold weather because the batteries can't sustain it. We were putting hand warmers that we were wrapping around the batteries to keep the drones from, falling and, just dying. And we were shooting out in the middle of like these really great ranches with lots of horses and things like that. And, you just have to keep track of your time because you don't even realize, you're getting like frostbite and all,
Because you focus on work.
You are. And you only have so much daylight to deal with,
right.
and you're moving really fast. And when you're in snow, you cannot move fast. And I actually remember the first day of shooting in Montana, we were on our way to set, and there was a moose family in the middle of the road. And what are you going to do?
They wouldn't move.
Right. And we waited and waited and waited. And 2 hours later, we showed up to the shoot. And it's one of those funny stories where you're like, sorry, but we got stuck behind a family of moose. And everyone was like, what? But, yeah.
That brings up, I was just thinking about how it didn't take us long to respect how hard production works. So you don't think about that. You think, they're production.
Oh, yes,
They're
yes,
splicing
yes,
stuff.
yes.
But they're out in the elements with us the whole time. And they're actually working longer days than we are because they have to
very much so.
pick the gear up, assemble it, clean the gear.
And then wrap it up at the end of the day when everybody else is leaving. And even like like we've been in places where we've been on top of a waterfall and there was like a fence and it ruins the beauty of the shot. So, you've got your team dismantling the
Right.
fence, which is dangerous.
Yes.
Or you're up on a mountain and you're shooting with paragliders and, you have to be, there's so many safety issues like I'm sure you all deal with as well. And that's what makes it fun about production. It's dangerous and scary, but exciting all in one.
You're not gonna have a boring day.
You're
no matter
never
what,
gonna
no matter
have a
what
boring
you're
day,
doing. Or
you know?
shooting.
Yeah, and I know a side story. That day we filmed that commercial, it was so hot, and you were so thoughtful and gave us those a wrap around the neck fans.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, this is nice. But then we didn't really, I mean, we were stuck inside. You couldn't have fans on because they were making too much noise. You couldn't open the windows because it ruined the shot.
And I'm a sweater.
And the temperatures just, have
Yes.
all the hot lights on. And those fans were lifesavers. And again, it was just a small thing, but it was so thoughtful. And
Oh,
again,
that's
something
nice.
we wouldn't have even thought about.
And someone would come and get the sweat off your forehead.
Yes.
I'm like, oh God, what have we done?
Yeah, I remember when I picked those out, I was like, because I always try to think of things like that because,
Yeah.
it's like the small little things like that can really make a huge difference. But also, hopefully, every time you wear them now, you think of us.
Absolutely.
You're
Absolutely.
thinking, oh, I love those mattered folks. But yeah, they're great.
All right, Maggie, another question?
That's all we have time for today, unfortunately.
Wow, I talk too much.
Not at all. Not at all.
See, I'm just
Make
having a
me
great
look good.
time.
I'm using it.
Wow.
Well, thank
I-
you both very much for joining us.
It was great being here. Thanks for letting my sister come along.
Of
Right?
course, always, family's always welcome.
Next time the sisters will sing.
Yeah.
Yes,
sure.
let's do it. Come back in the summer.
And
Oh,
where
yeah.
can people find more on Matter and more information?
Oh, thanks. You can go to mattercreative.com and check us out and see what we're up to. And, always up for meeting new people and doing great things. So
And on social media too.
that's right. On social
And
media.
social
too.
media.
I'm hoping the podcast will spin off into like maybe a cribbage
They-
tournament.
Yeah.
We're down with that.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Instead of Twitch, it'll just be cribbage.
Yeah.
live
Oh
stream.
my gosh. Totally. Yes. Yes.
Everything comes around in circles, right?
That's right.
Maggie can moderate.
Well, thank you guys. It was so
you.
great.
Oh,
And stick
wonderful.
around, guys. We're gonna do one of our new favorite segments where we phone a random fan.
Oh.
So who's it gonna be?
All right, and we are on to Phone-A-Fan. Our first phone call is Barbara Guest.
Let's see how we do.
Barbara, are you home?
This is my favorite new segment. I don't know. Going down last week, the food was pretty good too.
I was scared for that noise.
Hello?
Hi, is this Barbara?
Yes.
Barbara, this is Chase Morrill calling with Maine Cabin Masters.
Oh my God.
And this is Ryan calling about your car warranty.
Yeah, right.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm not
Excellent.
watching Cabin Masters right now. I'm watching Port Protection.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. Where are you, Barbara?
I'm in Colorado.
Oh,
we-
nice.
3-0. We both got that wrong. What part of Colorado are you in?
Just outside of Denver.
Nice. How's everything outside of Denver right now?
Snowy, cold, bleh.
Yeah.
Typical, right?
All right, how are things up in Maine?
Today was a beautiful bluebird day. Temperatures were in the 50s,
Record-breaking day.
but it's not going to last. We've got some.
Of course not.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, I love watching your shows. I can watch them over and over and over again, except when you guys are up on those slanted roofs, and it's like, oh God, please don't fall off.
The camera makes it look a lot worse than it is.
No,
Trust me.
It was pretty steep.
Oh, the A-frame one?
The A-frame one.
Oh,
The A-frame, yeah.
But
And
some,
that's not wood. I mean, you're sliding on that stuff.
yeah, that's true. But at least we're sliding into the water.
And as we've gotten older and more clout, we try to sub our roofs out more too.
Yeah.
We're getting less and less roofs, which is nice. So when did you start watching the
And-
show, Barbara? From day one? Did you pick it up recently?
Oh, no. I've just been on it for a couple of years and stuff. I didn't realize you guys have done, what is it, like 64?
Oh, more than that, Barbara.
cabins so far.
Yeah.
Well,
Double
that's
that.
the show that. Yeah, that's the show that I
Yeah.
saw you've done like 64. So I was wondering how many you had done.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
Oh,
we've done
God.
over 100 now.
Yeah.
And I mean, some of these things, I'm amazed that they're even still standing.
Right? Very true.
Yeah, because when you guys go underneath there, I'm going, oh God, now you're going to level this thing, and God forbid that thing comes down on you. But
You know,
That's exactly the same thing we're saying too, Barbara.
yeah,
I never think about it from a perspective like not being in the business, and like not doing it every day. And the camera does make different angles, you don't see.
Yeah.
oh yeah, yeah.
But I was just thinking, I remember like back in a day, like when I was in my 20s, there was houses I passed on were a good deal because you had to, replace the sill. Stuff we do in our sleep now.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's because we're the only ones willing to do it.
Oh no, there's plenty of people out there doing the same thing.
No, but it's just been great, watching you guys. Of course, the best thing of your show, besides watching you guys, is when the fall leaves are out. Because I'm originally from New Jersey, and I miss those fall colors.
Yes.
Yeah, the aspens are pretty, but they're all yellow pretty much.
Yeah, big deal.
I don't know if you saw the new episode 2 weeks ago, but we were up north, and it was one of the most beautiful foliage shots we had.
Yeah, I mean, all of them are just, they're spectacular and stuff. And
So
but it's just, I came out here to see, I said, I said, come see the essence, go see the essence. So I don't see the essence. I said, go where's the rest of the color?
So you're from
That
New
was
Jersey?
fun,
Have you ever been to Maine before?
No.
No.
The closest I've gotten up in New England was to Cape Cod.
Well, that's pretty darn close.
Yep.
You'll have
Maybe one
to.
of these days I'll get up
You
there.
know what I like to say? Better late than never.
I enjoy the badgering you guys do. And, I'm coming, sweetheart.
When we started
he's
this
the
out,
character on the show, isn't he?
Oh yes.
yeah,
Oh yes.
we were nervous. We weren't sure how they were going to get us, or if they were going to get our humor, or there's job site humor, on all job sites, and I feel like they did a pretty good job of it.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right.
But I mean, have you hit any cabins that you just go, there's no way we're touching this?
Yes.
Because there have been some that I go, oh my God.
I know it just imagine that if those are the ones we're willing to save, just imagine the conditions of the ones where we walk in and we're like, nope. I mean, they have to be
hell no.
pretty far gone and very unsafe.
Yeah, and the mold,
Yeah,
mold's a
either
big thing.
some things.
Oh, yeah.
Some things even we aren't willing to.
But there's some that I was very proud of us for taking the challenge on, like the Game Wardens one. Like a lot of them, most people would say, "Heck with that."
Yep.
Yeah.
And we're getting older, so we might pass on a little more. Let the
You're
kids
so
do it.
old.
Let the kids
Just
do
wait
it.
till you get up to my era.
No, I gotta stop saying that. Sorry. Chase says I'm going through my midlife crisis. I'll get over it in the next week or so.
When he shows up
I
with
would
his new
love to
sports
see
car.
pictures of you guys before you had beards.
Oh, geez, you'd have to
You
go.
gotta put that.
You don't
You
want
gotta
to
put
see
that
it.
up this time.
All right.
We can find some.
We could probably dig some up.
We can post that really funny one I have of you.
When was the last time you didn't have facial hair?
What about all bald?
I went. I bicked right down to my scalp and beard, everything in it.
Eyebrows?
Oh my
Not that
God.
bad. Yeah.
Well, we'll work on that, Barbara. So
Yes, and Ryan, comb your hair once in a while, will you?
what's that?
It never ends.
No, I've had facial hair and crazy hair since I was, God, who knows?
I'm not talking the facial hair. I'm talking the head hair.
Oh, yeah, it's just.
Oh, he tries.
It's been that way. And I don't know if you know this, but I got a really fat head. Like my head is so fat. When I was in junior high football, I had to get a high school helmet. So it's just a lot of work. So I think I just let it go when I was early, and it's the way it is.
And when you played football, were you the football?
Right?
You are rather height challenged.
Just picture Charlie Brown.
Yeah, exactly. I got a joke I say. One of my lines like, there's two things I've never been accused of: being an athlete or a mechanic.
Oh, God.
Or a
Like I
comedian.
say, I can watch your shows over and over and over and over again. I just absolutely love them.
Oh, bless you, Barbara.
Well, thank you very much for watching. And yeah, thanks.
get your butt up to Maine.
Yeah, get up here for the fall foliage. Thank you for answering our main phone call.
Well, thank you for calling.
And we'll be
This has been
talking
a
to you.
treat. Okay.
Have a great rest of your night.
See ya.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Oh, Barbara. God, I love.
Yeah,
You made everyone
still your favorite section.
She is witty. I'll give her that.
Yeah,
She's
very
got-
much so.
Oh, my face red because you guys are dying laughing.
Oh, that was very funny.
That was a good one. She's not far off. That's why I'm so funny. That's what I tell people. You know, if you were the fat kid growing up, you're funny.
Made for TV.
Ah,
Cool.
I don't think I can handle another.
No,
no.
let's leave it
go on.
at that one. One and done.
Barbara, you killed it.
But we do have a time for a couple fan questions, right, Max?
We do.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready? This is from Adam Schaefer. My wife and I got tickets to the Lobster Bake in September. We have a few days to sightsee in Maine. Do you have any must-visit or see recommendations along the coast?
Well, if you're coming to one of our lobster bakes, you're going to be stationed right here in Central Maine, which
Perfect place.
puts you in great position to make your way to the coast. If you want to do a 2-hour drive up to the Acadia Bar Harbor area, or a 3-hour drive a little further down east up to Lubec Eastport, or even an hour drive to the Booth Bay, the coast is really readily available.
Such a
to
hard
you.
question
Yeah.
because
Or-
there's so much stuff to see.
Take an entire day, drive Route 1 and hit them all.
Like, if you had to say one thing, what would you say? I think I could. It's hard, but I think if you have one day, say you fly in Augusta, you're going to one lobster, you have one day. I'd say you get in your car, you go to Booth Bay, experience a little Maine town, and go to the Botanical Garden.
Okay.
But the Botanical Garden's not necessarily Maine. It's just cool, but that's not necessarily Maine.
I would say go to Pemaquid Lighthouse.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a pretty awesome spot. It's beautiful.
And you gotta go to lobster ship.
You can see the lighthouse. There's plenty of lobsters close by. You can hit Damariscotta. You can go. There's a beach right there.
I just had an idea.
But if you want to go out, walk along the rocks, it depends. How. What's your idea?
You come to here and you get headsets, and it's you and I talking people from trips from out of here.
I thought we were gonna have Corbin do it.
Okay, close. Yeah. He told us today.
All right. Yeah. I guess he won't be doing it.
But yeah, and a lot of it depends on like what you like. Like if you're an animal person, a photographer, but if you're an outdoorsman, you might want to go way up north because it's
But
a whole
even Bath, Brunswick, yeah.
so much cool stuff.
You've got lots of options. Or reach out to our friends at the Maine Tourism Bureau, and they can definitely give you some recommendations and a triptych as well.
And one of the coolest things I've seen is the friendships out back at the Woodshed. People come in there and the locals just, taking them under their wing and telling them what to do and like show them around. So
Yeah.
you'll have no shortage of ideas. And very prompt, Adam. You got your tickets and your question on the next podcast. That's impressive.
Yes. He's a planner.
Like that.
Okay. Our next question is from Fred Furtek. Most of the cabins that you transform have interior finishes of pine boards. Do you ever protect those finishes with some sort of sealer or transparent stain to protect them? It seems to me that unprotected pine would get awfully dirty awfully fast and be difficult to clean.
Change most to all.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Well, Fred, we do use interior finishes on pine. We do leave interior pine unfinished. It really depends on the budget and the look people are going for. I'm a big fan of just putting up pine and leaving it and letting the homeowners decide if they want to finish it off or if they have the time or if they even care about it.
Yeah.
Typically now, if we're going to finish off an interior, we'll use a Benjamin Moore water-based polyurethane, different types of sheens for different applications. But Yeah, I get, in our living room, we have unfinished pine. It all depends on the look you're going for. It's definitely going to darken up, but, it's not going to get any dirtier than anywhere else. But if it does, you can bleach it, you can stain it, you can sand it, whatever.
And if you sat with Paul, you can always go progression.
True.
You can take natural, poly, then you can paint it, sand it. You can't go back, though.
Right.
But it all depends on the budget.
Pretty much. And time.
And time. Time and budget. Like everything.
Yeah, just like the show says.
Yeah.
Time and budget.
Those are great questions, though.
Yeah. Yeah, keep the questions coming. Podcast at mainecabinmasters.com. And if you have questions about your cabin, don't forget about our project pointers. And yeah, we are on to trivia question.
People don't... We must have solved everyone's problems last year with their camps because there hasn't been any project
Yeah,
pointers this year.
or just the opposite. Word got out.
There's some Reddit forum. Don't ask them.
Yeah. Don't do what they say.
Alrighty. Are you ready
You better
for last week's question?
believe it.
What was the first college founded in Maine? I hope you know the answer because this is an easy one.
It better be Bowdoin.
You mean Augusta?
Ha ha ha. Yeah, it's correct.
Bowdoin.
Yes.
What year was that? 8?
Oh, I don't know that. That's the bonus.
No, it's not. I have a new one. So
And
we don't do bonuses.
You know a funny story, real quick?
Mm,
We were playing this game, So You Think You Know Maine, when I was little in Camp Jane, and this was the final question for the win. I had no clue, but they had a giant Bowdoin pennant on the wall, and so I said Bowdoin, and we won the game.
And it came full
Wow.
circle. That's awesome.
Man, I'm old.
Bowdoin's got quite a history.
It
Like
does.
with Arctic Explorer. Like we can go into that some other time. I'll stop talking.
okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
What is Edmund Muskie's middle name?
I want to say Fitzgerald, but that's that song, right?
You're not supposed to say anything.
Isn't that a song, Edmund Fitzgerald?
I have no idea.
Oh yeah, that's the Ballad of the Edmund.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
great
yeah,
song. Yeah. So if you know the answer, and if Chase didn't give the answer out, be the first person at podcast at mainecabinmasters.com, and you might just get a nice gift.
Yeah.
Or maybe we'll call you.
Yeah.
We might not.
Maybe we'll sing you the song, the ballad.
Let's not do that.
All right, we won't. But we want to thank Pam for joining us and her sister.
Kendra.
And we always want to thank our sponsors, Hammond Lumber Company, Nelma, Hero Media Network, and Kennebec Savings Bank. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Maggie. And from the Woodshed, we'll be talking to you.
From the Woodshed has been brought to you by Nelma. See the stamp, trust the quality. Hammond Lumber, your building project partner. Kennebec Savings Bank, helping our local community save, thrive, and grow for over 150 years. And Hero Media Network, connecting small business with new customers. From the Woodshed is a production of Kennebec Cabin Company. See you next time.